And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. It's Gerald Glassford. Come right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Inside Sports Fantasy Football. That'll be coming back in the not too distant future. Also, as well, of course, Joe Soros here. He is Oxide247 at LakersBall.com. Also, as well, you got to go ahead and check him out today at his company, Simblades with a Y.com. You don't need, if you in the Southern California area, to water for the umpteenth million time, especially because it's so hot, your lawn out there. So please just consider changing it to a nice, beautiful synthetic lawn. You can do today. You're doing the LakerTom lean-in. Is there a reason why? Is there something behind your keyboard there? Or?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't know if he's like looking down into the internetal abyss, but okay. Simblades with a Y.com. Also, as well, again, I said Pop Culture Cosmos. We covered the latest news and trends right there for you, including what happened at the July 4th box office, plus also as well what's going on with the world of television, streaming, and more right there for you at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Our good friends, John Costa, who'll be here in a little bit at Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Man, this guy is rude, I'm telling you. But also as well, of course, do you have no manners, young man? Didn't your mom teach you manners? Chew with your mouth closed. Don't go... You're gulping. Good God, KFC. Yeah, KFC is gross. But anyways, I will go ahead and say our good friend John Costa will be joining us soon. Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Our good friend also as well, Stone Hansen. He's still tweeting out there at report_court for the latest in draft and summer league thoughts. Also as well, of course, the Lakerholics crew, LakerTom and Jamie Sweet. You know those guys aren't really happy right now. Yeah, because of what went on this past weekend in Summer League. So go ahead and hear what they have to say at Lakerholics.com. Plus also our good friends at Bar Jeff TV, Lakers in 5, John McCanlian channel, all these great places to go. And of course, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also as well, of course, all these great places you can go to and subscribe and all do lots of kind of stuff. But please, like and subscribe here. We need all the subscribers we can get. So you, in return, can get the latest notifications on when we go live at the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. Well, after a dismal 2 performances over the course of the weekend in Summer League by the Los Angeles Lakers at the California Classic, they still have one yet to come on Wednesday. That'll be on ESPN. It'll be against the Miami Heat. I think a lot of patience with Lakers fans is starting to run out. I know that the very passive-aggressive comments again by LeBron James over the weekend when he's talking to ESPN, interviewing while he's with Team USA, obviously sparked new interest in what Rob may or may not be doing. Rob Pelinka, of course, Vice President of Player Personnel and GM and all that good stuff. So what is Rob doing? Who is Rob calling? Who is calling Rob? That's what we know, because we want your thoughts to try and help facilitate something that could help the Lakers, because I think it's pretty clear the majority of fans out there, and we here on the panel, think that the Lakers in their current condition, outside of Pale Fox, who's probably smoking something, doesn't think, that the Lakers are currently in a position to get where they need to go next season with their current roster. So they do need some type of improvement, is pretty much what everybody's thinking. So where do we go to? Who do we turn to? Who do we call? We can call the same rumors and innuendo that you're seeing on this channel, in our chat, and this, the other Lakers channels that are all posting out there, latest rumors, innuendos that you're seeing every single day. That's because we're trying to facilitate news. All these channels are. We know who you are. You know who you are. We all know who you are. But what would you do in regards to a trade to facilitate for the Lakers? Now, mind you, you can only do so much because Rob, in his infinite wisdom or lack thereof, has proceeded to go ahead and construct a roster literally at the salary cap and had to ask LeBron to take a pay cut in order to get under the second cap safety. So you would have some flexibility and that you wouldn't get your draft pick frozen down, right? So with that, who would Joe, myself, and you guys out there like to see come to the Lakers in a constructive trade that would actually make the Lakers substantially better? Not nominally better, but substantially better. Or, you know what, just better at all. Because you never know. Even if they're slightly better, if things break the right way, injuries happen for other teams, you never know what could happen. So even if it's nominally better, we'll go ahead and accept that for right now. But here today to suggest his ideas, it's a good man indeed. It is, of course, the mastermind. There you go. Right behind Simblades. Simblades with a Y.com. It is Joe Soro. And Joe, good to have you here. I'm telling you, people out there in SoCal area, please consider, because it's so hot, changing to a synthetic lawn. It is the way to go for a better water bill. But, I digress, Joe. Your thoughts, my friend, on the Lakers, and who should Rob be on the phone to get things moving?
Well, we do other things other than turf. Tomorrow,
but it's the first thing you see.
Sure. So. Tomorrow, for example, we'll be doing a 9 to 10 day paver installation. Pavers are the, concrete blocks. Turf. I sell turf on time and aesthetics, obviously. I don't install. I rarely install anything mid-grade or below, obviously. It's always going to be high grade so that you have the aesthetic and it makes sense why you're putting the turf there. So, for example, I did a project that finished last week that was, and I'm going to be putting this up on Instagram here soon, guys, because I have some new videos that are coming in. By the way, I got rid of all the uhs and ums on those videos.
Okay, I was going to send me.
I was going to send it. I was going to send it to you, but then my guy said, "Nah, John, this will take me a second to do." So he ended up doing it. So thanks for reminding me.
Glad to help you anytime, my friend.
And really, the turf does become a necessity. I know most of the tree huggers out there won't believe it. They've been trying to get rid of turf here for the last year, and then they ended up blowing up in their face. They used words like PFAs. PFAs is forever material. Turns out that when I did the tests in America, in Mexico, and in Vietnam, where turf is predominantly made, they all came out negative, that there weren't any PFAs in artificial turf. So why is it the way to go? Well, we did an area that was roughly around 2,500 square feet, and the area didn't need 2,500 square feet of turf, but it was stacked with 24 6x6 concrete curbs. I'm sorry, not curbs, squares for walking. And trying to put grass in between there with a pool is, imagine having to mow that. Imagine having to fertilize it. Imagine having to aerate it. Imagine having to deal with grass clippings and keeping it green. It's going to be more than a part-time job to making sure that all works. So by putting the turf there, you don't get any mud areas. You don't get any dead areas. The sucker's going to look green for the next 10 to 15 years. And then, of course, you're not going to have to worry about fertilizing and aerating and mowing it and noise and all that stuff. So look out for Sendblades_turf on my Instagram. I'll be putting up some new pictures on there. You guys will know what I'm talking about. As far as going back to the current situation with the Lakers, there was some information that came out just within the last few hours, at least that I read, that Utah is looking for at least a first-round pick for Kessler.
Oh, yeah. Not surprising. I said that last week they would.
Unfortunately, he's not worth a first-round pick.
Why do you say that? Because he was a first-round pick.
Not to the Lakers. Lakers can't afford to throw a first-round pick for Kessler because Kessler's just not that guy. And I think the comedy today, the funniest thing I heard today, because it's been an ongoing joke with the Lakers. The Lakers have been the butt of every joke every day since free agency started. Today has been officially replaced by ownership and management in Chicago. They, at least that's what I read, they're looking to add, oh, how nice of them, 2 second-round picks for a trade for Zach LaVine. Now, I'm trying to imagine myself talking to Chicago's management and listening to them say, oh, yes, thank you for calling. We're going to attach 2 second-round picks with Zach LaVine as a thank you. I'm trying to think, what would I say? What would I say to something like that? What would you say?
Well, again, when it comes to Utah and Kessler, which Kessler are you getting? Are you getting the Kessler that regressed in his second year, or the one that played at almost rookie of the year level in his first?
Well, I'm not gonna, that's not a debate. I'm not giving a first round for Kessler.
Okay.
As a Laker, there are plenty of teams out there that have a first round pick that,
because you've got your choice, Joe. Well, hold on. You've got your choice. People talk about the 29 and 31. You can bundle those 2 first round picks. If you only want to give one, you could choose the 2030 first round pick, by the way, just to let everybody know. But you could only use that by itself, just FYI.
Do you believe Kessler's going to add another 3 or 4 wins during the year?
I think he's pretty good defensively, Joe. I
So
think your rebounding issues along the line with AD, I think they would really improve defensively. Could be 2 or 3 wins.
Is that worth it?
And he's young.
I'll say this. If they did it, I wouldn't be mad. If they didn't do it, I get it too. It's just, it's simply one of those things where if you get it done and they win, then you made the right call. And what I mean by win is, they go somewhere, and they'll certainly be helping AD in that department, which would be nice since they don't really give 2 craps about it seems right now. The Chicago offer is just comical. I seriously, if I was on the phone with whomever is running that joint, I'd be like, okay, dude.
I did see that bloodhound.
You are an absolute buffoon if you think that only 2 first-round picks are going to be the key to making this work. That's the other thing, Darren, is Kessler does make a very low number. So that might be another incentive where I think it might make sense. The thing with Chicago is, if I'm talking to Chicago, I'm going, you either give me an unprotected first next year attached to that. Now, that means no restrictions. At first, not top 3, not top first, just with no protection. Or you give me 2 top 5 unprotected. Okay. Otherwise, you can go sit and spin at that point.
So the theme of the day, everyone, and please mention in the chat your thoughts on a potential trade. Yes, it's always the same names we're talking about, but if you also have any new names, realistically, that you think can be traded to the Lakers, that would even, let's say nominally, I'm not even going to say marginally or greatly improve the team, because finding that magic elixir for someone that can really dramatically improve the team, I don't think that person's out there. But if there's someone out there that you think that can even move the needle even a little bit, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the best Lakers chat room that's out there at the Lakers Fast Break. But also here today, good man indeed. He is approaching 1,000 subs on one of his channels, right? Almost the other one, but yes, one of his channels. I think it's Clutch Talk. Is approaching 1,000. Yep. Yes. There you go. See, I keep my eye every now and then. There you go. I watch your stuff. Good man indeed. It is, of course, the man behind Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner is John Costa. And John, I'm going to have you put on your GM hat here in a few minutes. So I'd like you to discuss. Well, that's not really it, but LakerTom would love you for having that hat on in the first place. But your thoughts, though, my friend, I know you're hearing the same names all the time. You see your shorts. You're seeing the same names going to the Lakers each and every time. Are any of them interesting to you, or is there someone out there that you think that is viable for the Lakers to get? You might have to use a first, You might have to use 2 firsts that you think will even nominally move the Lakers in the right direction. I'm not even asking for a big move anymore. I've got that's out the window and out the door this time. Anybody, the Zach Levines, the Jeremy Grants, the world, they're going to move the number a little bit. Is there anybody out there that's going to even do that? Whether regardless you have to give up any draft picks or not.
Okay, so I think that for us to get to where we want to get to, which is competing for a championship, I think it's going to take a lot more, just like how you said, Gerald, a lot more than just one move. These big splash moves, we've always known, LA for going off for these big splash moves. But I think that one thing that we've learned from this season is the teams that win are the teams that are built correctly, the teams that are built deep. Like, yes, you have your 1A, your 1B type guys, your Jaylen Browns, your Jason Tatums, but you need to have the Derek Whites of the world. You need to have the Drew Holidays of the world. You need to have the Al Horfords of the world. Players who are able to come up key for you and that actually match what your team's got going on, your coaching philosophy, everything. So when I say that, like, the big names, like, yeah, they'd be great, but I don't think that they would put us immediately in championship contention, because for us to win a championship, that means that we're going to have to compete with these teams that are full of all the right role players and all the right pieces. So I think that if we really want to do this, it's going to start with, like how you say, maybe for the right money, the Jeremy Grants of the world, the role players who can come in and fill in these big minutes that during the playoffs, we're just missing out. Like when LeBron James and Anthony Davis can't control the game, we're just missing out. Joe, 5 shots in 5 minutes. That's wild. But anyway, like I was saying, and then I would love to see
the
Joe
super chat intel.
But anyway, like I was saying, I think that those are the pieces that we're gonna have to go for. Is these role player type pieces who can actually fit our team. I.e., I think Dalton Connect, right? I mean, I know it sounds crazy to say anything before he's played a single NBA game, but what I will say is that if you like in theory, right? Just in theory, the player that he was in college and the player that we need a spot-up shooter. We need someone who, once the defense crashes in after LeBron James drives to the hoop, he can kick it out to somebody. And instead of having a Jared Vanderbilt out there, he can have a Dalton Connect out there. So I think, those type players are what's really going to make a difference. And also, if we want to get to championship contention, I know I've been a fan of JJ Redick, but I got to see it.
You are a super fan of JJ Redick. I've already seen your channels. I already seen your shorts. It's okay.
Yes, I am a super fan.
I have to see it to believe it. I am the person, and I have to see it to make the evaluation one way or the other. I still call him a podcaster, but if the podcaster can coach, then there you go.
Absolutely.
Look, I'll call it like I see it.
What I'll say is, in theory, in philosophy, like I'm buying it so far. I'm buying a JJ train, but I agree with you though. I need to see it to believe it. So
once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is John Costa and Joe Soro. Truly appreciate you joining us here. Getting a big crowd already. Can't thank you enough for joining us. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. I don't know what's it with this Joe looking like the Riddler or Joker type deal with the stupid Cheshire cat grin, but okay. Are you contemplating the shots, Intel?
No, I'm not. I didn't think I banned. I did ban you, cool bro, because you must be destroyed.
Oh, okay. All right. But anyways,
all right.
Intel's,
John, it's been a while since John's been here. Let him keep going. I'll be back.
Okay.
Joe, I miss you, dog. What's up, Joe?
Hey, when I get back, I want that PC line again. I'll be back.
All right. But that said, I think he might be doing the thing that Intel's asked. But again, that's all voluntary on his part. And Intel, we just thank you for the super chats. But let me bring it to you on this. Okay, guys. Out there, I came up with a couple. They're not the greatest things in the world. They're not I've come up with better trades. And really don't want to go down the role of LakerTom, but I had to come up with something. So Miami is a team that's out there that really does not have an affinity to keep Tyler Hero. So what would you do, John, or what would you say if Tyler Hero was offered to you? Pat Riley called up Lakers, place where he's been before, called up Rob, said, I got a deal for you. Tyler Hero and Nikola Jovic. We'll throw out picks, but I don't know. Picks may be decided upon. You decide, that's up to you. We'll take back Rui, Gabe Vincent, and JHS. Would you at least consider it? It might make them nominally better. Jovic is the one I'm really after in this trade, by the way. I'm just making my intentions clear. But your thoughts, John, on that? Like I said, it doesn't move the needle big time, but you get younger and you might actually get better, John.
Okay, so let me say this. Jovic, he definitely is interesting, I'm not gonna lie, but he's not what we need in this moment, to be honest with you.
You're not going to get what you need in this moment with what the Lakers can do, my friend. You're right up against that second tax apron. Your choices are limited. I'll just leave it at that.
That is absolutely true. And we would get younger, but I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't think that if we're giving away Rui, Gabe Vincent, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, I mean, really mainly Rui and Gabe, to be honest with you. I just think we can do better than getting back a Tyler Hero, to be honest with you. I just don't know.
You're taking on his contract. They want to dump his contract on you.
Yeah.
The only caveat on that, the only decent thing on that, besides it's Tyler Hero, is he's only 26. So he's just entering his prime now. And he is a 20-point scorer in the league. I'll give that to you. I'm not in love with him personally, but again, with the Lakers up against the cap, you're not going to get Michael Jordan walking through that door.
And see, what's tough is Tyler Hero, I'm not gonna lie, he is a shot chucker. Shot chucker. He gets them up. And it's kind of tough to have shot chuckers on the same team as LeBron James, because LeBron James at times can be a shot chucker.
Good point.
So that would be a tough one. I don't know. I'd probably say no to this one, to be honest with you.
Okay. No matter even if there were picks involved.
Yeah, I don't think I would roll the dice and say that someone out there is gonna help us out a little bit more than this.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got another trade.
Let's do it.
I'm putting out there for you. Again, it's not going to be huge, but it could be something that puts the Lakers in the right direction. It must make the team, as Rob Pelinka liked to put it, a little younger. Joe, I don't know if you're starting on the drinks or not. It's up to you again.
I'm waiting for Intel to get back.
All right. But how about this one, guys? Let's go with this one. With the Detroit Pistons, a team that's in all kind of disarray. They've got a new GM in place. Some of these picks are the old GM picks. You probably want to get rid of them because they're not exactly your favorite ones. How about getting Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, and Tim Hardaway Jr., who just got traded over from Dallas, moving him on over because he's got a $16 million contract for one more year, for Rui, Gabe, and Cam.
Okay. I'd be more willing to listen to this one.
Okay.
I'd be more willing to listen to this one because in the sense of we'd be getting Jaden Ivey, which I'm a big fan of. I mean, I know now Monty got fired, but Monty just didn't believe in him for whatever reason. So I'm a big fan of Jaden. And then Jalen Duren, man, I've been a fan of him since he came into this league. I watched him at Summer League. He looks just like one of those I mean, all these guys are massive, but he was just huge and just shredded. And I think that, that athleticism is can convert into something. So I'd be more willing to listen to that trade versus that Tyler Hero trade. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, Alan, your options are limited. When your back is against the wall, your options are limited. And Detroit is a team that's in rebuild mode, and you've got a GM that already didn't like the coach. so much that they're choking on 6 years, 75. So we talked about it the other day, some really a god awful number for Monty Williams. So if that's the case, all those picks, as Joe's taking another swig right there.
That's crazy, Joe. Joe.
You say
man.
hard pass, Alan. Again, you got the way you guys act in the chat is so funny because you guys can pick and choose seemingly like you guys there's no salary cap constraints, there's no salary cap restrictions, and you guys can choose literally anyone you want. The way you guys think sometimes it's just hysterical sometimes the way you guys think. I want to pick and choose who I got. I don't care what the salary cap is. I don't care that you got to understand that the Lakers will not go $45,000 higher back in trades because they will go into the second tax apron. It is that close to the second tax apron. They are literally hamstrung at this point. So you're limited on who you can trade for and trade with. You're not going to get someone that's going to marketably improve your team to the standpoint that it's going to get you that far. So if you're talking about getting younger, getting more talent in here, as Joe has talked about, that might be the way to do it. Joe
is dying over there. Joe, you good, brother?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Kurt says, I disagree, Gerald. Our trade ideas are realistic, such as JHS and Maxwell Lewis for Embiid and Maxey. Absolutely. There you go.
Really quick, I do want to give...
No, Alan, I'm not becoming LakerTom. Again, I don't think these are the greatest trades in the world either. But again, when you don't have many options, you can't really do much, can you?
I do want to give some love to Lightning Blitz 2Zs. He says, in a perfect world, I want Tyus Jones, Walker Kessler, and Levine. I don't want Levine, to be honest with you, but I would love Tyus Jones. He'd be an amazing backup point. I mean, he'd probably be a starting point guard for us. He would not make all these little dumb decisions that D'Lo makes. And Walker Kessler would be like the ideal fit as a big to put up there.
But even then, you have a problem. You can't pick up Tyus Jones as a free agent. Why? Because you've signed 15 players and 3 two-ways to the roster on a roster that is already maxed out on dollars. Joe's just suffering.
Joe, I feel bad, brother.
You can't get Tyus Jones, Alan. We don't have a space for him. We have to trade somebody away in order to do just that.
Whatever they want. I'm just kidding.
But Charlotte, you can't do it because Charlotte already took all the bad contracts. They're now at a point where they can't do anymore. You have to work with the Detroit, John. There's very few teams that will take bad contracts at this point because you didn't act fast enough.
Where does all this problem start from, Joe? That front office. That front office of ours.
Oh yeah.
Can I?
Those are realistic trades that you could do. But the problem is they don't help you a whole lot, but there is no realistic trade that the Lakers have out there. I think you guys missed the point. The point is there are no individuals out there that you can realistically trade for that's going to be able to help substantially to the Lakers' cause this season.
Yeah, it could be apple juice, but it's not.
Yes, it's JD. Intel, I hope you're out there, man, because Joe's suffering right now.
Ugh, fuck. What was that word, Johnny?
Of darker descent.
Of darker descent. Why can't I remember this?
Joe, honestly,
darker descent.
Dude, you guys are the best. I missed you guys, man. I'm happy to be back.
Oh man, that's the greatest. I will always use that and bring your name up. I was trying to say it the other day. I forgot what it was.
Of darker descent.
I already took 5 shots. I even logged it.
Yeah, that was
Grabina,
crazy,
players are the worst general managers. Have we not already established that? AD saying he kind of wanted to run it back. Joe, where were they at if they run it back? They're a 7th place team in the Western Conference, or at least by record, 8th place team in the Western Conference.
Well, you run it back, but you still have to add to the running back.
But you can't add until you get people off the team.
So you got to get the dead weight off.
That's what I
Are
was
you
trying to
freaking
do.
kidding me, dude?
Dude, you guys are gonna kill Joe. Chill
Okay,
out.
so I got to take 4 more shots in
Chill
30
out.
minutes.
That's crazy.
So the time started at 10:30. So somebody remind me at 10:35, and then I'll take a shot. Remind me.
Kill man's liver.
Remind me.
We are
He's not Ric Flair, for God's sakes. He's not Ric Flair.
One of my favorites right now is Tony Egg.
I don't care if I'm pissing you off, Alan. I'm here and I'm doing it. I don't care if I'm pissing you off. You're here watching, and there you go. So at least I'm offering good things as far as trades are concerned that are realistic options. You guys are always in Dream Street. Let's have this guy. Let's have that guy. Let's have this guy. You don't care about any salary caps or any restrictions like that. You guys don't care about that. You just want who you want. And you think that's going to magically turn the corner. Because like you said you want in a perfect world, Tyus Jones, John, Kessler.
Tyus Jones would be amazing. I'm going to be honest with
But
you.
you have to move somebody in order to get Tyus Jones because you put yourself in a bind. You want guys, they want Walker Kessler. Guess what? You have to trade pieces for a former first-round pick in Walker Kessler.
Which we're not going to be able to do right now with our current construction.
Yeah. So you guys don't come up with an alternative that's better. So don't tell me I'm pissing you off, Alan, because in turn, you pissed me off when you say I piss you off because you're giving me nothing in return. That's the problem the Lakers have right now is because Rob is doing nothing because he has literally very few alternatives that he's dealing with right now because they're so far into the cap. But Joe, hopefully we can get you some clarity here so we can have you think about something else other than drinking right now. And thank you again, Intel, for the kind super chat. It's truly appreciated. I mean, you backed yourself. Rob backed himself into a corner with the roster he's construction. You're asking that they run it back, but they add pieces on it. But when you're backed into a corner financially, it's very hard to get out.
That's the beauty of the job. How come teams like the Celtics, Warriors, Clippers, how come they were all up against the cap and they're still making trades? They're still improving their teams, even when they've lost players or they've had to trade players. Figure it out. That's your job.
I will say that the Clippers did not improve, though. They
didn't improve, but at least they tried. And they tried to make up some ground. No, they're never going to improve. You can't replace Paul George. They actually. I mean, that Paul George leaving for nothing was an absolute just gut punch of all gut punches because they traded.
Lightning says, "Who cares if we are near the cap?"
Go ahead, Joe. Say what you were going to say.
Lakers care if they're near the cap. When they lose a draft pick and get it frozen, you guys will care that they were against the cap.
It's
finished.
The issue is these guys decided to do this. These guys, as in the players, because they're obsessed with money. It's not enough to make $20 million a year anymore. They want to make $80 million a year. And when you compromise quality for money, a lot of times you get what you're getting right now, which is a glorified hard cap. And now we have to sit here and continue to watch the Maxwell Lewis's of the world and the JHS's of the world. And we have to understand that, well, we're going to have to start developing people and we're going to have to start doing this. Well, you sure picked a really good time to start developing people now. You have no one on this team to develop, even if you tried. Maybe a little bit of connect, but again, I don't know. It's not good.
I know you say you usually don't care about draft picks down the road, Joe, but if the Lakers, and let's say you too, as John, I want to get you on this. Let's say they do go over for whatever reason on the second tax apron and they lose that 2032 first round pick. I mean, but does that bother you that they would lose that pick? I mean, because I put it right there, right in the from Bobby Marks, barring a trade to put them over, guys. They're not going to lose it right now. But if they do go over, which is 45. They're right against it. They're $45,000 underneath that second tax apron. If they go over it,
they have to drop 3 players off this roster right now in some way. They got to get rid of Reddish. They got to get rid of probably Christian Wood.
But you can't waive them Sunday because you still pay them. You still end up. You still have that still counts for the cap. It still counts against the cap.
You got to get rid of Christian Wood. You got to get rid of Reddish, and then if there's some way you can package JHS and maybe Vanderbilt, they're probably not going to trade Vanderbilt. Maybe Gabe Vincent. Then you can go after Tyus Jones as your backup point guard instead of worrying about Gabe Vincent. I think Tyus Jones is a better backup point guard than Gabe Vincent. And then by getting rid of Christian Wood, now you maybe can go talk to Danny Ainge and figure out a way to top 6 protect the first round pick for Kessler, so that AD cannot have to sit there by himself for the next year.
Man.
Rob has to figure this out. He has to figure these things out right now. You cannot go into the season with 7 of your players sucking ass. Okay? I'm sorry, folks. Max Christie is going to be a bust. JHS is a bust. Maxwell Lewis shouldn't even be on an NBA roster. Bronny James shouldn't even be in the building, let alone a roster. And then you have Jackson Hayes, who's got his moments, but he's not going to do well when it matters in the end of the year. It's just too much, folks. It's too much. We're still at a 5-player roster that actually does stuff with a couple of guys that could do something, but I'm not going to rely on them.
Hold on. Let me jump in here real quick. Joe, earlier you were talking about the Clippers thing, and you were going to say a point, which you didn't finish. Do you want to finish that?
Oh, sorry. Let me finish that.
Please finish that.
Yeah, so the Clippers lost Paul George, and they traded a franchise player, future MVP, possibly in the making, and several draft picks so that they could appease Kawhi Leonard, who hasn't been able to finish the season in the last 3 years.
Music to my ears.
If Kawhi Leonard had just come to the Lakers right now would be sitting at 19 championships.
Music to my freaking ears, Joe. That's why.
He would not have had to have gone through the rigors of the regular season because he would have had LeBron and AD carrying a lot of that weight. He'd be fresh at the end of the year, and he'd be a killer for the Lakers in 2021, 2022, and likely 2023.
Yes.
But you decided that you wanted to do it on your own with Paul George. But terrible decision.
Terrible decision. I love
that. Paul say on his show that John, didn't he say on his show that all the Clippers had to do was offer him the same contract that they offered Kawhi?
Yeah, he went on his show and he was talking about. I actually just watched a show today where he was like telling them, like, okay, well, if you don't want to give me the deal that I was looking for, or whatever, just give me the same thing Kawhi got. Like, I'll take the same thing. And they were not trying to give it to him. So then that's when he ended up walking and ended up entertaining other offers. But I love that you brought that up, Joe, because I think that to me, just like as a Lakers fan, it makes me feel so damn good. It's like, you know what? Like the Clippers they're getting the arena. They thought they were doing all this, doing all that. They just fumbled. Not even just Paul George. They fumbled SGA, a potential league MVP. He in my opinion, should have been the MVP of the league this year. And they fumbled him in like 5 first-round picks. Just to try
which they're still paying on, by the way.
Which they're still paying on, and they don't. I don't think they have a first round pick to like 2031 or something.
Well, no, they get one. Remember, they get one alternate year. They can't trade them, just like the Lakers cannot trade until 2029, 30, or 31. 29 and 31 they can bundle together. 2030 they can use in a trade by itself. Joe, it's 10:40. Just want to let you know. You said 10:35. I thought I'd give your liver.
Extra 5 minutes. Yeah. But no, yes, guys. Honestly, I love that because that's just one of my favorite moves.
But okay, again, you can say my trades are LakerTom crazy and all that, but when you guys have just got to understand the Lakers are pushed against a wall and they're not going through it. And you guys say, okay, Joe, you said why did the Golden State Warriors why did they do what they did? They did what they did in previous years because going over the whatever tax aprons, they were just paying out the tax. They paid a combined almost $1 billion in taxes over the course of the years, but they said, fine, we're going to do it just to build the teams we wanted to. Now with the second tax apron of the CBA that you hate because it's supposed to provide parity, which you say you hate, it's doing what, as far as it's scaring all these teams. We'll see how it restricts Phoenix because they're in the second tax apron. Boston's in the second tax apron. They're going to start to get frozen on any trade movements or any draft picks. They're going to start losing draft picks. We'll see how it affects them going forward. But for a team like the Lakers, they are petrified of going into that second tax apron, Joe.
Joe, check this out, Joe. I'm not a drinker at all, but my brother, he's a big time wine drinker, and he gave me this wine bottle right here. I've had it sitting in my kitchen sink probably for the last, or kitchen cabinet or whatever, for the last like 2 months. And I just thought of it right now because I thought of you, Joe. But the problem is, don't have a bottle opener.
Really?
Yes, I don't drink at all. So
yeah, that's good.
Is there a way around this, or I was gonna join the party with you, Joe?
But you need the corkscrew to tie it to.
Okay.
You can push the cork with a fork.
The fork, push it down.
You'd have to have a really strong fork.
You could push so you get a fork you don't care about, bend the two sides, and then fork the.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get lucky and fork it and pull it out, but if not, just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then you're good.
I'll be over here though. I'm gonna give it a try, guys.
We'll wait for you. My good friend that is of darker ascent. Yes, that's it.
All right, I'm gonna try this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So let me get you on this, Joe, right now. I'm going to take John off screen real quick. The Lakers are petrified of going to the second tax apron. Absolutely petrified. It's obvious. They had to ask LeBron for a pay cut in order to get them back under, which I'm sure wasn't a pleasant conversation, but it is what it is. I mean, we all want these moves to happen to get this team better. The problem is, like you said, is there a deal out there that can make it happen?
I'm still trying to figure out why the hell they paid Max Christie $8 million a year. They didn't have to do that. Made this much harder for themselves. I don't understand what the hell the deal. I'm like this. It's one moronic move after another, and it's hard to be confident in them making a smart move. They don't do anything smart. Nothing. They do nothing smart. LeBron taking a pay cut. What was that all about? What is I don't even understand what the point of that is. Well, we got to get under the apron. Well, how about not spending $8 million on someone who's not going to play well? Then you wouldn't have had to be worried about asking him to take a pay cut. And why are you signing some 55 pick for 3 years? I honestly don't know if these guys actually know what they're doing. Like, really? Do they really know what they're doing? Are they planning something big that we don't know about? They have to get rid of at least 3 players to go after a Gary Trent Jr. or Tyus Jones, or try and trade a protected pick for Kessler. When are they going to start doing it? I'm going to guess that Utah's going to wait out to see if they can get the best possible first-round pick. If they feel like they can't get that, then maybe Rob might throw something there that might make sense. I don't know. But I have no confidence in that guy. I have no confidence in the Lakers in general because they've given me no reason to feel confident. They've made one bonehead decision after another.
That's a good point, Etrix. GTJ, Gary Trent Jr., He earned $27 million last year. I was looking that up before we went on the show. That's a big hit if you're asking to take a veteran minimum at $2 million, $3 million, whatever. If he's looking for a lot more than that, and he's seen some of these guys in recent days still get like 5, 6, 7 million on 2-year deals. And I have a feeling that he's still trying to get and work out some sort of deal where it's much more than the minimum. So I can understand that, which probably will put him out of the Lakers ballpark range unless they move and clear some roster space, which they don't seem to be interested in doing, Joe. They've got a lot, like you said, of dead weight there. Players who really underperformed to the expectations, even as minimum paid players, to be honest with you. A lot of these guys underperformed even that stature and really will not be able to do much better this season.
I don't have a lot of confidence in what they're going to do, but they have to do something. They have to do something. Not they have to do something. They have to do something. Otherwise, they're going to have too many players on the team. I'm curious to see what it would be.
Well, they're right now at the limit. They're at 15-3, 3 2-ways and 15 players.
Mm-hmm. And
how'd it go?
All right, guys, I'm just going to just sip on some water tonight. Look at this. This is just getting atrocious here.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate the effort, though, my friend.
You got a long nail?
A long nail.
Like a roofing nail that's 5 inches?
Oh, I probably do. I'm not going to lie.
Get a hammer, get that nail, and then pop it through. Don't put the pointy part in. Put the head part in.
Put the head part in, and then I bang the pointy part?
Then you'll be able to get it in there.
All right. I'm going to try it again.
All right.
So with that, Joe, again,
must have been a
Rob,
dull fork.
I'm just saying, with this way that Rob has lined this team up, has basically said, okay, Joe, I'm going to take your advice and run it back. He forgot about the adding pieces on outside of Dalton Connect. He forgot that part about substantially adding pieces around it, because the Lakers still have great deficiencies that they have not addressed.
What are the chances that if you were able to talk to Anthony Davis and you sit him down and say, Anthony, why don't you go into Rob's office and demand someone help?
I think he would listen to that more than he would LeBron.
So Anthony Davis needs to go into the office and not have the hell with Clutch, the hell with all those chumps, the hell with LeBron James and that whole freaking disaster that is. Anthony Davis needs to go into Rob's office and say, I want a center, and I wanted the center that can play defense, and I want it now. I want it now. Make it happen. You all listen to the LeBron and who he can get, all that BS. Go get me a center that can play some defense, that can spell me when I sit, and we don't have to have a heart attack when I do sit. Can you do that?
You guys have good suggestions in the chat. Sign Devontae Graham, sign Tyus Jones, sign Dorian Finney-Smith, sign this guy, sign that guy. We can't sign anyone until we clear some roster space. And John, by the way, I don't know how that worked out with the nail. Did that work out?
Guys, you ready for this?
Okay.
It popped on my freaking face. It opened, like the corkscrew is not there anymore, but the corkscrew is in the freaking bottle now. It's here.
It's okay.
Is this even like healthy to drink?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're good.
You're good.
All right. So I'm going to pour up a cup and we're going to have some good time here.
All right. There you go, my friend. But Joe,
look here. I'm on number 8. This is 8.
Yeah, this is 8 right now.
I got 10 more minutes.
But
so get your glass ready, Johnny.
I got it.
Right. Okay, get your drink on.
Okay, should I pour this whole thing?
No, just right there. Stop right there.
There you go.
Now I want you to twirl it. Twirl it.
Now, I thought we could definitely agree upon that.
And then just here, you want to twirl it, and then smell it, and then drink it.
Savor it. Yes.
Salud.
Okay.
Yes. There you go.
Wow. Man, that burns.
I got one more left in the next 9 minutes, so somebody remind me. Anyways, I feel like I am living in Groundhog's Day right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to live in Groundhog's Day anymore. I want to live in a different realm. I want to live in a different Bill Murray movie. I want to be Ernie McCracken.
Okay.
You know who Ernie McCracken is? One of the greatest characters that's ever graced the silver screen.
I don't know who that is.
There's going to be some people on the chat that are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to be Phil. I want to be Ernie McCracken.
So funny because Woody Harrelson just said he hadn't had a cell phone in 3 years. When you said that, it reminded, and I guess on the way, get this story, Joe. Get this story. He was riding his motorcycle to work and hit a car and did a flip over. He flipped over his car. He flipped over a car after he hit it. Guess who helped him up? His co-star in his podcast and former Cheers co-star Ted Danson.
I mean, it's just that's
Woody's
just
a trip.
That's just how things work out sometimes. I think Bill Murray. I recently heard of a hilarious story. Bill Murray was friends with Kelly. What's her last name? I forgot her name. The blonde from the original Roadhouse, the love interest for Patrick Swayze in the movie.
Oh, I was going to say Kelly Rowland, but
Kelly. What was it? Kelly. Hold on. Roadhouse.
I'll look it up. I got it.
I got it. Kelly Lynch. So her husband, she's been married since like the early 90s. So her husband is really good friends with Bill Murray. And it's not just Bill Murray. I think his brother also does this. But Bill Murray will randomly see Roadhouse because Roadhouse was always on TBS. Like that was like this. Shawshank Redemption and Roadhouse was always on TBS, it seemed. So Bill Murray would come across the movie. And of course, the scene where Kelly Lynch and Patrick Swayze are doing their love scene, every time he'd call his buddy, Kelly Lynch's husband, late at night and said, "Hey, I just saw your wife doing Patrick Swayze." That is Ernie McCracken. That's not a character. That's Bill Murray with a alias being Bill Murray. And that, folks, is what it's all about. That is living life. That is the stuff that makes you happy before you go to the grave. Stuff like that. That's what I want to be. I want to be Bill Murray in Kingpin.
I like that.
So with that said, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. It is Joe Soros. Sim plays. He's feeling good.
What did Denzel do in trading day when he got the money out of the floor?
Man.
John, I'm not one of those guys that tells people to drink when they don't drink.
I know. You didn't tell me to drink at all. Good. You're always drinking by yourself.
I'm gonna get this nice shot over with because
I want
to talk. I came here to talk basketball.
Straight up. That's what I came here to do too.
I just never thought in a million years that somebody would pay me to drink alcohol until you have bucked the trend.
Alan, he's not yet. He's been worse. If you guys go back to the first time he really got blitzed on camera, That was worse.
Dude,
And after when he went off,
snoring.
when we finished the show, it was even more hilarious listening to him after he went off the air.
Timeout. Hold on.
Title 9, baby.
Timeout. Before I keep drinking this thing, Xbox Game Pass just said John's gonna get cork-rich poisoning. Is that really a thing? Because I really don't drink, guys. So do not let me die here on my first.
No, don't let him die here.
Attempt.
No. I'll look up wine cork poisoning. No,
is that a thing?
No, man, you ain't gonna get poisoned by the cork. Come on.
That is not a thing. Xbox, okay. I think, is trying to scare you.
Xbox, come on, man. Don't do that to me.
Okay. But with that said, John, let me bring it back to you. Once again, it is the Lakers fast break. I mean, I'm not trying to say that all those thoughts from our chat and all the thoughts that I brought up and all the thoughts to trade proposals that you bring up or LakerTom brings up, Greenfin, by the way, wine out there,
yes,
are bad. It's just that there's nothing going on. There's no alternatives. There's nothing that Rob seemingly is going to be doing with this team. It's just this, it's like a dead silence. It's deafening. And the problem is this team and its current structure. And I see people trying to make excuses. Oh, this team is not so bad. Pale Fox says, oh, we're still a third place team. Going to get the chip. No problem. That's what you said last night. I remember that. But I've seen other people in the chat. We're not so bad. Got to just improve the coaching staff.
Whoa. Who said we were third?
Pale Fox last night.
Where the hell did that come from?
Come on, Pale.
That's what he
really
thinks. He's entitled to what he thinks.
How did you go from 8th to 3rd?
He said 3rd and the chip next season. He's very optimistic, and I applaud him for that. Don't think it's realistic, but it's very optimistic. So
is it possible we could be that wrong? I've never been that wrong.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
There's no way. There's never been a year where the Lakers went into a season and I said, this is going to be a disaster. Granted, there hasn't been a lot of them, but I did know 05 was going to be a problem. I did know 06 was not going to be a championship year. And I knew 07 was going to be a championship year. Why the hell would this all of a sudden become a 3rd seed? What are the Lakers what the hell kind of voodoo spell is JJ Redick going to pull out of everyone's rear end and make them play better? And what happens to this team when JJ Redick yells at someone? You know what's happening, folks. It's coming. Then what?
What's coming, Joe?
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
You're Al Pacino there for you. So, John, I'm asking you as well, my friend. I mean, there's still people out there. Still, and I guess if we hopped over to Lakers Nation or Silver Screen and Roll or some of those other places where they're just, they throw the flowers, and Spectrum Sports and all those places where they throw the flowers and say everything's fine and dandy. Lakers looking great. Yada, yada, yada. I know Mike Trudell just posted a nice, this was Dalton Connect's weekend. You can't say Dalton Connect, it looked bad right now, but he's a rookie, so it's going to get better. You can't be blunt like that. You have to say it in a nicer way. I get that. He's being paid. I get that. Your thoughts, though, I want to hear. Do you think that this team can improve with Rob Pelinka still in the GM spot?
No. I really do believe that if this Lakers team will ever get to the pinnacle again, which is winning a championship, it's sad for me to say because I don't see it. I don't see this happening. And if I don't see this happening, then that means that we won't get to the pinnacle. And that's Jeannie and Rob got to get out. Jeannie and Rob got to get out because Jeannie has one agenda, Rob has one agenda, and neither of their agenda is winning. Neither of their agenda is doing what it takes to get to that pinnacle again. So Kurt, the balloon is for my girl. She graduated school.
Congratulations.
Like 3 months ago or something like that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations to her on that. Absolutely.
Thank you. But
what happened?
Kurt
No, is
asked
it?
what that balloon was for.
Oh.
See, because they okay, our longtime followers, our longtime audience members, they start zoning in on other things besides our faces and you drinking. So
Yes. I have some laundry over here, guys, and then I have a balloon right there. But
I'm very aware that they do ask about my surroundings from time to time. That's why I have it the way I have it. So
that's it.
that's
I wish I was in my I wish I was in my Lakers corner, you know what I'm saying, the clutch talk corner,
Yeah.
but it's all good though. My daughter's sleeping in there right now.
no
But
worries. I mean, Douglas says it best, John. Lakers fans to realize, and we touch on this all the time. What are the odds you're going to get a full, healthy season where LeBron and AD, after playing with Team USA, are going to play 90% of the games this upcoming season? What do you think the odds are on that?
very low, very, very low, especially with LeBron.
I know Pale Fox actually have it in the chat. You said third and get a chip was your exact statement. I remember it distinctly. You said at the end of our chat. I have it. It's up there. It's on the internet. It's on the chat roll last night. So it is there. So don't take it back. Own it.
Own it.
Be proud
Stand
of
on it. Stand
Be
on
proud
it.
of
Dale. Be proud of it.
Technically, they played 89.6% of the year. Just to be technical.
Well,
I'm not putting any voodoo on you, Alan. That's just common sense and statistics.
Tell you what, the Lakers, Anthony Davis is not going to play 74 games again this next season.
Really?
If he does Team USA. 74 was the most he ever played in his career, which was this last season. It was 76. Sorry about that. 76 was the most he played this last season in his career. I'm ready to put this house that I live up for bet saying that he will not play 76 or more, especially if he does Team USA. And it's super unfortunate.
So you need better help. You need depth on your team to do that. So do you think the Lakers have sufficient depth up front, seeing how they did absolutely nothing to address that this offseason?
Nope. I don't think that they have it at all. And it makes me even more upset because in 2020, we had it, guys. We had it. But then we literally not forced of the hand. We made the decision to let every single one of those key championship pieces walk. We let all of them walk. And now
I like Adam's thoughts, though. He's easy to please. He said the player he hated in Torian Prince is gone.
That is one thing I'm happy about.
I miss you, Doobie. Speaking of that reminds me of Doobie. I miss Doobie out there. He was. I'm sure we'll see him come the season. But yeah. But John, I'm just what the Lakers haven't done to address certain needs, especially for a team that was very poor in defensive rebounding, very poor on perimeter defense at times, is concerning, and that they have not addressed it. Plus, do you think Austin Reeves and D'Lo is a backcourt that's going to take you all the way?
No. Nope.
Next.
There's no way. If we're talking about all the way, then let's look at some of the other competitive backcourts. I mean, let's start at the top, right? The freaking champions, the bad guys, the Celtics, Jrue Holiday and Derek White. I'm gonna be honest. I think Jrue Holiday and Derek White, they're not even known as an offensive backcourt. They're known as being a killer defensive backcourt. They're probably better offensively than Austin Rivers and D'Angelo Russell on a consistent basis. Like, if you get one game where D'Lo's hot, probably not.
And you are a huge supporter, president of the D'Angelo Russell fan club.
I am a freaking huge supporter. I still have his jersey from the first time he was on the Los Angeles Lakers. Still have that jersey. Still have it up in my Lakers corner. But what I'll say is that, like, if that's the backcourt that we're going into and we're trying to win freaking championships, yeah.
Because you've tried it twice already.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all.
Joe, do you concur that the backcourt that we have is an area of need along with what we need on the front court? I mean, seemingly that there's a lot of places you could go ahead and try and make trades for if you're Rob Pelinka.
I firmly believe that the Lakers think that they can play better this year because of JJ Redick.
Which is kind of a crazy belief to have, which I believe in JJ Redick a lot. But to think that the first time your head coach on the Lakers with LeBron James on his last leg is going to change this thing around. It's kind of
They think that he'll add another 5 games, and if you had added 5 more wins to this team last year, they would have won. They would have been a 4 seed. They would have won 52 games. They would have been a game ahead of the Clippers. That's how delusional this team is. This team is run like a fan would run the team because they're not factoring in other variables. They're not factoring in that AD and LeBron are playing in the Olympics. You don't know what's going to happen there. You also aren't factoring in the fact that half the teams in the top 8 have improved, other than the Clippers. And then you also have a couple teams that didn't make the playoffs greatly improve. You're going to have 12 teams that are going to be legitimate playoff contenders. 12. There's only 8 spots. And you all know I don't consider playing a playoff spot. 12 teams have a legitimate chance of making the playoffs next year.
So you're saying Utah, Portland.
4 teams are not going to make the playoffs out of those 12.
Which ones are definitely no's for you? Utah, Portland, and
San Antonio.
So you think San Antonio? Okay, because we talked about San Antonio possibly getting to 30.
San Antonio 35. Needs to make a decision on Greg Popovich. I think Greg Popovich's time is over. I don't know what's going on over there in San Antonio, but if they have another 30-win season, you're going to start hearing some noise out of San Antonio.
What if they get to 35, 37?
Still not enough.
Okay. Real quick, let me jump in here. Who was it? I think it was Jay. Jay had asked me if I would trade D'Lo for Cam Johnson.
Yes.
Man, apples are apples. That'd be a tough one because we're not bringing in another point guard. And I've said this so many times. Austin Reeves cannot be the point guard bringing the ball up court. Austin Reeves needs to be our 2. Austin Reeves needs to be focused on just simply scoring, just simply getting buckets, not bringing the ball up court, initiating the offense. So if we were to trade D'Lo for Cam, I mean, we're getting a solid wing. We're getting a good catch and shoot player. We're getting a better defender than D'Angelo Russell. But now we're even thinner than we already were at the point guard position. And with on top of all that, LeBron James, we know how many games he missed this season. Let's remember, he's now doing Team USA because he wants to be Captain America. And then now this next season, we're going to have LeBron coming off his freaking Team USA run. And if we were to trade D'Lo for Cam with no point guard, I personally wouldn't do that. But Cam is a good player, though.
So let me throw this out to both you guys. We always talk about how desperate can the Lakers get in their current situation with the team and the roster that they have, Joe and John. What if they, get desperate enough to look at the players that we just pass off right now, the Zach LaVines and the Jeremy Grants of the world? Both those guys have terrible contracts, absolutely terrible contracts. But I could see a day where the Lakers might get desperate enough to actually make the call and talk to one of those GMs. Joe, let me ask you this. Do you think the day will come when they will talk to Chicago or Portland about Jeremy Grant or Zach LaVine? You're on the mute, by the way.
No, those ships have sailed.
Okay.
Jeremy Grant is an absolute zero. No. Zach LaVine, you'd have to attach 2 first-round picks or a unprotected all through next year's draft for us to take that contract.
Okay.
So there is nothing there. There is nothing there that I want to touch. I was willing.
Okay, because our fan base, and you hear it and you see it on the All the Lakers channels. They all love posting that Jeremy Grant or Zach LaVine to the Lakers deal. So it's continually part of the DNA here right now.
The Lakers need to get as much talent on this team, and they need to get rid of as much lack of talent as they can off this team. But they're not likely to make it work because Rob Pelinka is a horrid GM. And Jeannie is a pathetic owner. And LeBron James is a meddling sap.
What about Brandon Ingram? We talked about him, I think, yesterday.
What are you
His
going to trade
name
for
is
Brandon
popped up.
Ingram? What are you going to give the New Orleans Pelicans? They're going to want 2-3 first-round picks. You don't have that.
He doesn't have a great contract either. $36 million.
$36 million is better than 60.
Yeah, that's actually only 1 year. Actually comes off the books after
Cam
next year.
Johnson, they're going to want second round, they're going to want more than one first-round pick. I'll tell you that. There is no chance that the Lakers are going to make a deal for any of these players if the other team wants draft picks, unless it's one first-round pick for someone they really need, which is a center that can play defense.
Like, so Kessler, would you change your mind on Kessler?
Yes, if it's protected top 6.
Okay.
Because you're not going to really get anybody after 6 anyways in 2029. That's going to make a difference. It's rare when you do that.
Okay.
So it's worth the risk.
I would do the 2030, just to be honest with you, because then you can trade that one by itself and keep your 29 and 31.
Good. Make it work.
John, your
help
thoughts?
AD out, please.
Your thoughts? Would you think that Rob Pelinka gets desperate enough to start looking into the Zach LaVines, the Brandon Ingrams, the Jeremy Grant's of the world? Now, 2 of those 3 guys have really bad contracts. Ingram's actually, because he is eligible, extension eligible, he has not been offered yet by New Orleans for one, and I don't think he will be. And I think he will become a free agent either which way, unless he gets traded to another team. Your thoughts on any one of those players being an option for the Lakers?
I definitely don't want Zach LaVine. Jeremy Grant.
You don't like his knees?
I don't like his knees. I don't like his contract. I don't like the fit that he would have on this team. I don't like any of that for bringing Zach LaVine. Jeremy Grant, I think, if you could get him on a good contract, it would have been great. But hey, I'm pretty sure it was the Blazers decided to throw the bag at him.
Yeah, he's got mid-30s for the rest of up to 28. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I'm definitely good on that one. Out of all the names you listed, Gerald, I'd definitely go with Brandon Ingram. Now as far as
Markkanen ain't going for 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, man.
We should not even waste our time on that one, because
I was gonna say Lauri Markkanen would be like probably the best player to bring in the situation, but we're not getting.
Yeah, not after Mikal Bridges got traded for 5 and a pick swap. So yeah,
blessed the Nets, blessed the Knicks with that.
You spiked the market again. You spiked the market again, just like you did with the Gobert trade with that. Because these guys aren't even, I don't want to say they're all-stars, because they are all-stars, but they're not core 1A players. These guys are 2, 3, 4, 5 options, depending on the team that you got. Rudy anchors your defense, but he's not your main player.
And gets played off the court every playoffs.
But you traded 6 draft picks for him, or just obscene amount of draft picks for him. Mikal Bridges, we saw what him being a number 1 was like in Brooklyn, and obviously it wasn't pretty. So he becomes the number 3 option in New York. And you traded 6 picks for him as well.
In that situation, it ends up working out pretty well, like for as timing wise for the Knicks, because not only do you bring all your Villanova guys together, but it's like they got a great timing, because the Nets gave Mikal and Cam Johnson that big deal. They're like, all right, you're going to be the number 1 guys. And then like how you said, Gerald, they were like, oh snap, this guy cannot be a number 1. Like he doesn't have it in him. And then once they realized that, they were like, all right, well, we're going to tank. We're going to go in the losing direction anyway. Let's get rid of Mikal. And then they did that. But as far as like timing wise, that was great for them. But hey, man, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, guys. The Knicks might put up the biggest challenge for the Celtics next year. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, Pale brought up a good question this time, Joe. I want you to hear it. You mentioned this yesterday, I think, in regards to JJ Redick. Do you think the Lakers start, below 500 again, 15-21 with D'Lo, Rui lineup from day one?
Yes, might be worse.
And remember, you got a brand new coach too, who's trying to feel out everything.
There's going to need to be a
learning
feeling
curve.
out period. You have a tired LeBron and AD. You can almost guarantee that those first 30 games. Don't be surprised if they're 14 and 16. And if that happens, you're done. You're done right there in the first 30 games. That means you're going to have to fight for a play-in. And if any of the Golden State, Houston, or Pelican teams, or we know the Kings are going to be playing well. They improved greatly. If any of those other three I just mentioned, if they start playing better, then the Lakers aren't making the play-in either.
This is the Lakers fast break family, but we don't got to get into this too much. But did the Kings improve? I mean, I know they brought DeMar, but now you're bringing on DeMar, a non-shooter, with Sabonis, a non-shooter. Like they're
going to score.
They're going to score.
Who plays defense and rebounds outside? Sabonis rebounds. He doesn't play defense.
Who stretches the floor? Like you're not really that floor is going to be very
Murray can shoot though. They're going to greenlight Murray.
Murray.
They will lead the league in scoring or come close to it.
But
I really think
having Sabonis a non-shooter and having DeMar DeRozan, I'm not going to say he's a non-shooter, but he's literally unwilling to shoot that three-pointer. Like he'll take that step in. I love it, mid-range assassin. But I don't know, man. I don't see that team fitting with two non-shooters on the court because
I think they saw what Indiana did, my friend. I really think they saw what Indiana did, where Indiana tried to outscore everybody, and it almost worked. It got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if it'll pay off in the Western Conference, especially with all the big bodies that you've got against them, because Sabonis, as much as he has owned AD over the past few games, let's say him going into Minnesota and playing against those trees, those 3 7-footers, if you include Naz Reid, see how that works, or the 2 7-footers in Dallas or Nikola Jokic. I mean, that's a different story. But yeah, they're going to have to outscore everybody because they've got no one to rebound the ball outside of Sabonis. Sabonis might lead the league in rebounding. So if you've got a fantasy team, he's going to be great. But if you're looking for them to play defense, John, I don't think that will be so great. So yeah, I agree. I think they are buying all in on the Indiana style of offense with Fox pushing the ball to the max, and they're going to try and outscore everybody. But I don't know if that will necessarily work in a stronger Western Conference.
Yeah, I can't guarantee that will work. And it's probably their last push because, man, De'Aaron, he's not going to stay there forever with this mediocrity. I feel like that's what I'm saying. That's what they've been. Like we were all happy when they made the finals couple years ago. I mean, not finals. Sorry, made the playoffs a couple years ago. Like broke that huge curse that they had of not making the playoffs. But it's now time to take that next level, and I just don't think they have the next level roster though.
Joe Engels says, what if the Lakers, just by sheer chance, Joe, found some cap magic and got Zach LaVine and Walker Kessler? Do you think they will be better than Sacramento? I would say yes, but magic? I don't think they'll be the – go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
What magic? From where? This is the rules. You can't just make the NBA PA and the owners just forget about what the rules are.
So let's say they do it anyways. They decide they go all in, go over the second tax apron, and get Zach LaVine and Walker Kessler. I think it makes them better than Sacramento, but I don't think it makes them better than Minnesota, Dallas, or Oklahoma City.
You can't get Zach LaVine without dumping almost half your roster.
Yeah, I agree. That's $40 million plus.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody said. JY Hannon said, Wood tweets this year is going to be epic. Hopefully on a different team, I hope. That's funny.
That's the problem. He's not on a different team. And John, you don't have much in the way of...
If I was a GM, Ruben, I would fire myself because I'd be Rob Pelinka. And then it's too late. Now, LeBron already signed. And then I would jump off a cliff.
It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner here, drinking the wine, and Joe Soro having the shots already. Of course,
Joe, you look faded. I'm not gonna lie. Are you faded, Joe?
I'm faded.
He said,
faded?
"I'm faded."
I'm faded, and the moment I get off the show, I'm gonna be faded into my dreams.
All right. Well, we're going to start to close this down here in a few. So, John, we'll get some final thoughts from each of you guys. Again, the Lakers are up against the wall. That's one thing people have to understand is they are up against the wall.
Corkscrew.
They're maneuvering. Oh, man. Injury. Dude, you sacrificed for the show. Thank you again, man. That's awesome. They're up against the wall, man. They've put themselves, Rob Pelinka has built a team, put them against the wall, and I don't know where he goes next. That's the problem. No one knows where he goes next, and if he stays like this, I don't think it's enough. It's absolutely not enough. People want us to say otherwise and want us to hear magical things and rose petals and flowers, and the Lakers are going to win a chip. And
who says this?
Our fans. They want us to hear. They always say we're too negative.
Trudell,
Allie Clifton. Who says this?
Allie Channing Frye.
Channing Frye. Does Channing Frye even know what the Lakers are doing right now?
Probably not. That's one thing that pisses me off.
The Lakers suck.
Yeah.
Double ass, not just a single one. And I want Laker Nation to know this. They're bringing back the same lamos that they got bounced in 5 last year. And then those 2 top players are also a year older. And then you're banking on Jared Vanderbilt to be useful. Jared Vanderbilt. Gabe Vincent. Remember what happened when we had, what's his name? What was the other reject from Miami that we got?
Kendrick Nunn. Oh, I hate that guy.
We all thought that this guy, his second year, was going to be something.
Not on a personal level, just a player.
No, yeah, not personal level, just basketball level. Oh man, well, that guy was.
You guys speak for yourselves. I speak for me. They want to interpret that as me dogging him as a person. So be it. That's on you. I'm not going to sit here and explain myself. Okay, y'all going to interpret what you want, anyways. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep talking. You know why? Because I don't give a shit. You want to think what you want to think? Go ahead. That's what America's about. But I'm not going to sit here and worry about it. So you bring back the same team with the same problems. Austin Reeves isn't going to turn into Gary Payton in 1996. Rui Hachimura isn't going to turn into Karl Malone. LeBron is a year older. Anthony Davis is a year older. D'Angelo Russell's still not going to be able to play defense. Gabe Vincent. And then you got Christian Wood, a.k.a. Shovel Man. And then you got Cam Reddish. Every other game we have to think about whether this guy really wants to play basketball or he wants to go play ping pong somewhere. And then to top it all off, what is going to be the main attraction of Game 1, folks? Is it going to be about the opener for the LA Lakers for this possible title run? No. It's going to be father-son dance. It's going to be the father-son dance. And how everyone's going to be all, oh. He's playing with his son. He's playing with his son, everyone. This has never happened. Oh, pretty.
Also wanted to mention that.
And then you're going to hear LeBron in the post game that night say the word humble about 14 times. This is a man that's got a tattoo that says chosen one on his back, talking about being humble.
That is actually true. Funny about that.
If there's one thing God put me on this planet to do,
Tell me.
It's to bust your ass
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to bullshit. That's what God put me on this planet to do. And the reason why I don't have any jerk offs in my life is because of that talent. And I'm going to reciprocate that to the world if I'm talking to the world. It's a small world right now. Maybe it'll get bigger.
It will.
But I want you all to know something. I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm not going to be right all the time. But there's one thing that I will be 100% on, and that's your bullshit. Whether I'm faded or I'm not faded. I can smell that shit from a mile away. So don't come with that. Don't come with it. I've had one hangover in my whole life.
Okay.
One. And the only reason why I had that hangover was because no one told me the jungle juice was what it was. This was back in 1998 on the campus of UCLA.
Wow. Okay.
It wasn't at my house. It wasn't in my hood. It wasn't in my dorm. It wasn't in my room. I was in foreign territory and I got jacked that one time. And I've never been jacked since. So, but I guess we're all due one every now and then, right? I got mine when I was what was that? 20 years old. Lesson learned. That jungle juice tasted like cherry Jolly Rancher, by the way. If you all know me, those of you who don't know me, well, now you'll know. Something about cherry Jolly Ranchers, man. That's like the greatest candy ever made. And imagine having a drink that tasted like that. Yeah, it was good. It was good while it lasted. After that, it wasn't so good. So the amount of this and society is this way right now, which is why this becomes an even bigger issue. We are championing bullshit more and more, it seems. And I will not stand pat on that. I will call you out on it. I don't care if you're the Pope, the president. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're, what is it, John?
Of darker descent.
Of darker descent. I'm an equal opportunity destroyer.
Straight up.
And if you want to label that so that you feel better about yourself, go ahead. It doesn't affect me. I got the receipts.
Baby.
And I'm not going to sit here and read it to you. Go do your own research.
Do the research.
So, Gerald, unfortunately, we are going to have to repeat this over and over again between now and at the end of October. I bet you right now, Gerald was about to piss his pants because he thought I was going to go off on something else.
Nah, it's par for
Yeah, you were. Your face turned red. I see it.
My face is turned red because I'm laughing at your ass.
Good. At least you good. Good for you. Good. I'm glad you're having a good time. The thing is here, guys, is we're going to be repeating this over and over again.
We will.
And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be Phil
Puxatani Phil.
I don't want to be Phil. I want to be Ernie McCracken. I want to crack the whip I'll do a comb over if I have to. I'll shave this side and do a comb over if I have to during Halloween.
I like that.
Although I want to be Magic from Blood In, Blood Out, though, this Halloween.
I wouldn't mention Magic and Blood in the same sentence.
Bloodhound, he was already Rob Pelinka. I think what was it, last Halloween or the year before that you had the Rob Pelinka mask?
Yeah,
it was last Halloween.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Everyone is saying that I have to get a chosen one tramp stamp.
No, that was one of you missed the other two that was in the chat too.
Yeah, they were saying they got to get a Lakers tramp stamp if they win the championship. Hey,
no, I lived in LA I lived in SoCal, Jeremy, for 25 years. I moved in 25 to Las Vegas. So I'm in actually one of the hottest places in the United States. Actually broke a record for even Las Vegas yesterday at 120.
That's insane, Gerald.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
The hottest. I said the hottest I've ever been was 121 in Palm Springs.
The hottest I've ever been is like 110 out here, and that was
120 is nasty.
Nasty.
I went out at it yesterday. Nasty.
How do you even go outside? Like, do you have a pool in your house, Gerald?
No. I wish, but my backyard's too small.
What's your AC on all summer?
All the time. Constantly.
All day, huh?
I get it repaired every 2 years. Like clockwork.
I hit 113 in Arizona a week and a half ago.
I have 2 actually separate ACs from my house.
Really? Is that like a Vegas thing? Like everyone in Vegas kind of?
No. Most is 1, but mine, the way my house is set up, because it's a 1-story and it's kind of long. It has a mini and a larger AC unit. Going to different parts of the house.
Well, I will
all the time.
Well, I'll say this, man, and everyone that's in this chat, you guys can hold me to it. Lakers win a championship, I will get a chosen one tattoo. They will check this year.
I'll get a Lakers fast break tattoo. How about that?
I'll do that too.
I will do nothing.
But you know what, guys? I'm that confident that we're not going to win a championship this next year that I'm risking a tramp stamp. A chosen one tramp. Can you imagine if I walked in the tattoo parlor and I was like, "Hey, you think you could give me this like chosen one?" He's like, "Can I see a picture for a reference?" And I just show him LeBron James's back. I'm like, exactly like this, but above my butt crack.
There was no fake receipt at all. I don't issue fake receipts. All my receipts are always good. Like yours yesterday, where you just said third and a chip. Was one of the last comments you made yesterday.
Pale Fox.
Hey, Alan's right.
Try to get some melatonin in that face.
Don't tell me fake receipts, because I know I'm on here every day. You think you can hide in your comments and whatnot, and you think it goes by when we don't see it. No, we saw it. You own it. No fake receipts here. Yeah,
own it. Stand on and
go back Alan, to customer service, because the fake receipts aren't here.
They're not here.
No. And on that note,
I do gotta ask my wifey. I do gotta ask.
Honey, can I get a chosen one tramp stamp on the
you don't do that, do you, Johnny?
What? Ask my wife for approval?
Well, no. That one I think you would. That one I would have to. I don't do that on the regular. That one I think you would.
But I do when it comes to choices with like my daughter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hey babe, like, should we do this? Should we not do this? You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure.
Sure about that?
I'm sure about that. and everyone says I need to go wine tasting in Temecula. Let's do it. I mean, I'm not much of a.
You don't want to be around those yuppies, man. There's only one thing worse than regular folks, and that's rich folks.
Is Temecula rich?
Yeah.
Temecula, oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You don't want to be around those people, man.
I want to be around you guys, though.
Yeah, we're cool. We're
you
good.
Guys are cool.
But man, being around a bunch of yuppies, it's like I remember my first run-in with yuppies. I was 14 years old. I was at a country club playing golf.
Okay.
I had made the second tier team. You know, just I was that kind of guy.
Now remember, this just comes right after Joe was trashing rich guys, and he talks about golf at a country club.
Well, I'm not playing golf because I want to be around a bunch of rich dudes. It's just it's a rich sport. What do you want me to do?
Okay.
Huh? What do you want me to do? Kick them out? Huh? You want to punch you in the face? So I go into the country club bathroom where they have that blue water for the combs and shit.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to a bunch of old geezers just yapping away about stuff. And I'm just like, these guys were talking about ruling the world and this and that. I'm like, man, I could take your old rich ass right now, put this size 13 up it, and there's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Go hire a bodyguard? You'll be dead by then. So, yeah, that was my first introduction to being around those type of people. And then, of course, being in the industry I'm in, going to Palm Springs, going to La Quinta, going to Coachella areas, although Coachella area is like the ghetto part of Palm Springs. You run
By
into
the
a
way,
lot of
those are
these.
the receipts I'm just posting right there.
You
John,
run.
the second to the last comment.
You run into a lot of these rich guys that are just buying houses in their 70s with their wives over there in Palm Springs. They'll buy a house every couple of years. I know because there's a realtor out there that sells all those houses. He's a good friend of mine. And I don't know, they're knobs. They don't know what the hell to do with their lives. So they just go buy houses and spend money and bitch and whine and complain.
Nah, I won't bitch and whine, but I'd like to buy some houses.
Yeah,
Zero,
buy the house. Just don't turn into those people.
I just want to let you know that that's what Pale Fox stated yesterday. And he is very positive in that he said, and I quote, on the end of yesterday's last show, a comment that he said he is now retracting. Lakers going for 55 wins and third seed. Chip coming. Those were your exact words. So not mine.
Hey, Xbox, you see it? Joe, is how pro do it, Joe, like this?
There you go. Yeah. Well done, Joe.
See that? Wow. All right.
So don't tell me, Pale Fox, you didn't say it. Because
come on, Pale Fox, stand on business.
It's on the internet. Own it. You said it. You're being very positive. More power to you. I applaud your optimism.
I don't.
Do we agree? No. But we applaud your optimism. And John said if a chip is coming this next season, he's got a conversation he's going to have with his beloved
about a chosen one tattoo, tramp stamp.
So again, no fake receipts here, just the ones that you're trying to dish out. So it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. It is, of course, Joe Soro going to be crashing here soon. No, you said it at the end of that conversation right there. And you said 55 wins. That chip coming.
Dale Fox,
third seed.
We remember everything. How do you think we know what we know? You think
Joe and I were talking about it after we went off the air because it was the second to last statement before we went off the air.
We're like elephants, man. Elephants.
Yeah. You call us out all the time.
We gave you a tutorial the other day.
Yes.
Remember I told you about the 46 years being on Earth? And I gave you every NBA champion and every star on that team.
See, Juan, very positive. Juan, he is owning that statement right there. Juan is owning that statement. He said the Lakers will win the championship this year and AD will be finals MVP. Wow. That's a very optimistic statement. And I'm very happy for you, Juan, that you think that. Honestly, I am. We want to think like that too. We want to say that would be the case. Unfortunately, we realistically see the team the way it is, and we don't think that's going to happen. Now, we hope that you're right and we're wrong. Right, John?
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong and I freaking have to get a chosen one tramp stamp, because that would be a great story. Like if someone's like, yo, like, why do you have a chosen one tramp stamp? I'm like,
I would love it if I'm wrong. I would absolutely love it if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I want the Lakers to win. That's more important to me than anything as far as running this channel is Lakers winning the championship and getting 18 and just tying Boston and pissing off the Boston fans. I would love it if we're wrong.
I would like it. I need a new tattoo anyway. Joe, you would judge me if I got a tattoo, Joe?
Yes.
Why would you judge me, Joe?
Because I judge everyone.
No, I'm not, SB.
That comes from my family, my sister especially. She says all you do is judge people.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
She's right.
I'm gonna be super real. 99% of the world judges people. They just are too damn scared to admit it. You know what I'm saying? Like 99% of people are like saying something. Like,
yeah, but I judge people the correct way. Most people don't. They judge in a just weird way because they do the same thing that people that judge them too.
Okay. Well, the way I judge is I judge Judy.
No, people adapt.
I'm not into politics.
People adapt to their surroundings.
I am not part of any political party, and I'm not supporting any political candidate.
You're part of the Lakers fast break family.
So I'm gonna give you a story here, Johnny. You're gonna laugh.
Yes, I'm gonna laugh.
So one of my best friends.
Okay.
He's from Mali.
Okay.
Born in Mali. lived in Saudi Arabia, lived in France, moved to America, moved to Maryland in 1999. And I met him in 2000. Now, Edie, his name's Edie, like Edie Amin.
Like Zach Edie. Wow.
No, like Edie Amin from like Ghana's president, the genocidal maniac.
Okay.
He is Muslim too.
Okay.
I'm Catholic.
Okay.
But he grew up Middle Eastern like me.
Okay.
Right. So, me talking to him about his upbringing and all that, we hit it off right away. He knows Arabic, and it's just like 100% we clicked.
Okay.
Edie is the nicest man you'll ever meet in your life.
Really? I bet some nice people.
Nicest man, right? And I would come to the parties, and I would be the guy that would make people uncomfortable.
Okay.
Now
here's what do you do?
Here's a guy who's a foreign guy that doesn't, he's got a heavy accent, but he's such a good dude. Everybody loves him. Doesn't matter who it is. Everyone loves him. Doesn't matter who it is. People that know him, people that don't know him, girls, guys, doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I come into the room, and I always notice the volume would drop. And that's always been my entrance. One day I sat with him and I said, "Hey, Edie, do me a favor. Hey, can I ask you something?" I go, when I walk in, do people? He didn't even let me finish the question before he said, "Yep, yep." So I told the story before. I don't think you were on the show when I told it. So there was a Utah series. I think it was the 2008 Utah series. Not Utah, not 2008, 2009, I think.
Okay.
And there was a play that happened, and I slapped his couch. He had a leather couch.
Okay.
And one of the chicks that was sitting next to me was talking to him. They were talking about one of the Hills reality TV stuff. And he's such a nice guy. Again, he'll listen to that stuff. Me, I don't.
Middle of the game. You're
I'm like, shut the F up. I'm watching the game.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that something happened. It was a mundane play. It was not good. Utah scored, and I slapped the leather couch. And it was loud.
Ooh, I know that.
Right? And the second I slapped the couch, it was over. I'm back into the game. Hey, cool, good. Kobe scored on the next, series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out like 3 hours later, when everyone went home, he goes, "Dude, when you slapped that couch, you scared the shit out of everyone in that room." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You scared everyone in that room. They couldn't focus on just kind of kicking it. They were worried like something was going to happen." I'm like, "What the f is wrong with your friends, man? I'm watching the game. You couldn't tell?"
A bunch of pansies. That's what
But
it
it's
sounds like to
your
me.
size, Joe. It's your size.
So
I've seen Joe in person, John. It's his size.
So I gotta. This is where the point of this story is. There's going to be an interpretation. No matter if I'm trying or I'm not trying. Therefore, I have gotten to a point where if you're going to think what you're thinking anyways, I might as well go all in.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
You know what I tell my daughter all the time? People are going to have something to say negative and positive about everything that you do. So just F them. Just do you. Someone is going to have something negative to say, even if you freaking feed every homeless person on this earth.
Yeah.
So just F them. Do what you do. Be you. And watch me finish this right here. You think I should finish this, Joe?
That's enough for you where you can drop that one.
I can just drop this one right here?
Yeah.
All right, ready? I'm going to drop it right now. 1, 2, 3, drop.
How you feeling, by the way?
It's just hella hot. It's hot.
Is it hot over there?
Yeah,
what city are you in Northern California?
I live in this city called Pittsburgh.
Oh, without the H.
Yeah, without the H, exactly.
Yeah.
Joe, bro, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I usually have to tell people oh, it's without the H. They're like, oh, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm like, no, not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just told you I live in California.
People are morons, man. This is exactly my point. See, you just proved my point. Right, what you just said, you proved my point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I live in
So the moral of the story is, again, my best friend Edie. He loves me like I love him. He's my buddy.
Okay.
He's my brother. Actually, I don't even call him my buddy. he knows who I am, and he and I forever will be tied together. But at the same time, I had given him full clearance that he needs to know where I should come when he's around versus not, and he's totally good with it. I think that's very hard for a lot of insecure people out there to handle. People usually like to be liked. I want to be liked, believe me, I do. But I also love being who I am too. And sometimes I'm going to mess with you. And I'm not going to care. I really don't give a shit. I really don't. And if I start sensing weakness, you're toast.
Toast.
Absolutely done.
Toast.
And a short story on that. Sometimes I do stuff I don't even realize I do it. I find out like a decade later on what happened. So I went to one of my other best friend's sister's wedding.
Okay.
And some chump said something stupid. I don't even remember what he said, but he said something so stupid that I reacted to it. I said, I didn't say what he said was stupid, but I basically tore him apart eloquently.
Okay.
Turned out that 10 years later, I found out what happened. They're like, dude, something came up about our wedding. You go, yeah, because, Joe over here, making people cry. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What cry? I sat at the table for like 6 hours. What? You don't remember you did this to this one guy? I go, oh, that idiot? Why? What happened? Dude, that guy left the table and like cried in the bathroom and then left.
What'd you tell him, Joe?
I have no idea. I don't even remember what I said. I said, good. I just knew he was an idiot. I said, good. Maybe he grew some nuts after that night. That guy was so full of shit. Again, guys, I don't discriminate. And I don't care the setting. And I don't care who you are. And I don't care where we're at. You say something stupid, and I know you're stupid, you're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you keep letting this go, they're going to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. I'm doing a service.
They really should say thank you, to be honest.
I've said things to people in public knowing full well they'll never forget me because I know they've done that in public before. They've been obnoxious. They've treated people like shit. And then some jackass like me comes out of nowhere and said, you need to shut the hell up. And then right away, they're like, everyone panics, right? They don't know I'm not going to do anything. I tell them, listen, this person's been working here for, I totally make up stories, by the way. This person's been working here. But they'll remember that. And they'll think about it the next time. That's the point. I'm not trying to get my jollies off all the time. Most of the time I do. But a lot of times I feel like, look, no one's told this asshole to shut up before because he's an asshole. Well, maybe somebody like me needs to do it.
Takes people like you to move the world, Joe.
But then again, it goes the other way too.
There's some tough guys. Would you do that?
Shut the whole. Sometimes I can't do it because you'll completely destroy a room.
Mm-hmm. And you just can't have that right there.
So you gotta bitch out. I've bitched out a few times. I'm like, damn.
Well,
I'll go home.
It's bitching out. It's making it smarter to say.
To me, it is. Okay. To the room.
Okay.
To the friends I have in there, no, they're thankful. They're like, oh, thank God he didn't say anything. But man, I'm back home. I'm like, man, what the hell? What the, I'll look at myself in the mirror going, you sold out. You turn in your balls. Turn it in right now.
And then do you take your balls out and turn it in?
Might as well just put it in my wife's purse. Just here, honey, here. Put it in there. Put it in there.
That would be a bloody scene.
Yeah, man, it's terrible, man, when you do that.
And on that note, my friend, before we head on out, John, please give the major plug for your two great channels, my friend. I think you're still okay to do so. I don't think it hit you that hard with the wine. Let us know what's going on in Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner, my friend, before we head on out.
Yes. Everyone that is in the chat, I appreciate all you guys that stayed.
Even the ones that offered you or asked you to get a tramp stamp?
Even the ones that offered me to get a tramp stamp. I like you guys even more, man. I appreciate all you guys. If you guys want to follow me and all of my stuff that I got going on, I got 2 channels you can follow me and subscribe to me at. One is Clutch Talk, all one word. That is an NBA talk show dropping NBA episodes weekly, covering all NBA.
Yes, he was so proud and so happy he went off the air on it. Here he comes right now. You're so happy pitching, you went off the air, my friend. They got you back.
Oh, wow. All right. But I'm back. Yes. Check me out, guys. Clutch Talk. It's on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, dropping episodes per week. And then I also got Lakers Corner, which is I'm working on getting that on podcast, but right now it's just on YouTube. Check me out, guys. Lakers content, bringing it to you guys ear long. And yeah, I mean,
Kurt Affair, man, he's so funny.
Let's see. Kurt said, "Everyone, please like, subscribe."
We missed you while you were gone, Kurt. That's all I'll say.
We did miss you, and I honestly, I miss this community. This is, I'll say this, guys. I'll say this. This is the best NBA or Lakers community out there. So if you're in this chat, just know you're very special, and just know that Gerald and Joe and myself and all of Lakers Fast Break family loves you guys and puts in a lot of work.
Well, we try to do that. We try to provide voices out there as opposed to just the same thing each and every day. I mean, Joe, you, LakerTom, Jamie, Legend 350, Stone Hansen.
My dog.
Just try to get you a list of people that share their thoughts and their experiences and their opinions on the NBA and the Lakers as best they can. So we're appreciative of your time. And hopefully you're appreciative of ours.
Jesus Christ, you're gonna thank everybody again like you're at the Oscars.
Shut up, Joe. Go pass out.
I want to thank Oxygen. Thank you, Earth, for the oxygen.
We'll be thanking the Jack Daniels that you drank.
I want to thank Gravity so that I'm not flying around everywhere. Thank you, Earth.
Shut up, Joe.
Thanks, Jeremy, and thanks, Jay.
Yes, it is, of course, John Costa from Clutch Talk and Lakers.
Welcome, Juan Serduvo.
Yes.
Oh.
I hope I live again. I don't know. Joe's got me banned off on TikTok, so he's working hard to get the other channels for me to get banned off.
TikTok can suck my grits.
See one? Yeah. I did actually get Joe. We did a Joe short and it got us banned on.
Good.
The whole channel gone forever.
America, do us all a favor and ban that piece of shit.
All right. Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break.
TikTok your way out of here.
John Costa and me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this thing. Please like and subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we come back right to you tomorrow night at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.